Flow is the only time it appears that we get all five at once, which is why flow is the most addictive state on Earth. In flow, we get 5 of the most potent neurochemicals that the brain can produce. And if you really want to understand why flow allows us to do the impossible, understanding these neurochemicals is key. Now, all 5 of them amplify performance. More importantly, they impact cognitive function. If you really want to understand how flow can help us do the impossible, you need to understand how the state impacts the 3 sides of the high-performance triangle, and more specifically, how these 5 neurochemicals impact the 3 sides of the high-performance triangle, and that's motivation, creativity, and learning. And so besides being performance-enhancing chemicals, the 5 chemicals that show up in flow are pleasure drugs. In fact, they're the 5 most potent pleasure drugs the brain can produce. Flow is the only time it appears that we get all 5 at once, which is why flow is the most addictive state on Earth. But when you look at that McKinsey study and you find people 500% more productive in flow, this massive boost in motivation is one of the main reasons why. Right? It's been called the most important 21st century skill, right? The number one thing we need to thrive in this current century. It happens when the brain takes in novel information, uses that information to connect to older ideas, and uses those connections and those new ideas that it creates to create something startlingly new in the world. Flow and the neurochemicals that show up in flow surround this process. And as a result, in studies run by my organization and others, we see that flow can amplify creativity 400 to 700%. If you want to succeed, you're going to have to speed up your rate of learning. Flow does this for you. More neurochemicals that show up during an experience, better chance it's going to move from short-term holding into long-term storage. Flow is this giant neurochemical dump. As a result, in studies run by the US military on radar operators and snipers, they find that learning rates in flow will increase 470%.